Today, fellow financial adventurers, we are looking into the probability of a portfolio value dropping by 10% over a 10 years horizon.
We're debunking the myth of the time in the market theory that if you hold on for long enough, you'll be guaranteed to be better off. Well, that is in fact not a fact. It's an artifact of financial advisors and generally even 99% of academics in the trade. I'm not sure why academics believe that. Historically, it's true from an academic's point of view because they take recreated share prices from the beginning of the market. Well, I'm talking about America because that's the one they always study, of the say Dow or S&P from 1900, generally the S&P, to whatever date it was, 94 or 2004 or now 2024. And of course, over that time, there is a drift upwards. But that's not the life cycle of a human being. The life of the market is not the life of the investment life of a person. Now, what this intends to show is this is the code for the first passage problem in engineering. Here it is applied to the likelihood of a share dropping below 10% of its original value in 10 years. So we're assuming that you're going to retire in 10 years. What is the likelihood that the value of your shares will drop below their initial value in 10 years or below the value on that day? It's not high, but it's high enough to be alarming. Given the S&P 500 is what they always use as a benchmark for these studies, or something stable, an index. An index is an aggregation of the market. Now, your portfolio is not necessarily made up of the aggregate of the market like the S&P 500. You may only have a handful or a dozen shares, and they may not be highly correlated to the market. They may be more or less risky, but those individual shares may not perform like the index to which academics and financial advisors refer. In fact, I have a friend who was recommended by a big reputable financial advising firm to invest in various shares that were at the time with the darlings. Within less than 5 years, he'd lost his entire $250,000 invested. Now that's a punishment for most people. He went into a class action against the company and he only recovered $20,000. So, and of course you've all heard of the Dunning-Kruger effect. It's not true that it's willful blindness, and stupidity. The Dunning-Kruger effect says that people overestimate their ability to perform rather than the reality that there's a hell of a lot of luck involved. Now, before I move on to the formulas, I'm looking at the actual share price. I don't want to have to change the data. I did this a couple of weeks ago. I only just made the video. But you can see with QuantMod, I downloaded from Get Simple as a Spy from 2000 to 2024, the 1st of 09. So it's going back now in March, and this is the 9th of January. You can update it yourself. Go to my buy me a coffee page and send a message, and I'll buy me a coffee and I'll send you the code. You can see I estimate the volatility to return, all the various parameters for the model. I just run it out of interest, but you'll see that we'll run it. You see that the probability is 34% that your share value will be 10% lower than it is, say, if you bought it 1990, the start of the date, at the end of the period, or that it'll drop below, no, that's not right, that it'll drop below its current value before the end of your trading by 10%. That's quite high. I mean, most people say, oh yeah, we'll dismiss it, it's less than 50%, but that's 3.5 out of 10 chances. That's quite high. On a roulette wheel, I wouldn't bet on that. That's why I focus on risk on my show, my video channel, and I teach methods to deal with these probabilities, how to manage and prepare for risk and predict. But I don't do a very good job in explaining, and it's crude. It's really only for the mathematical people who understand. I'm going to try and develop a better way of explaining these things for the layman. I'm going to rework all the stuff in the past and try and present it in a better way. So that people can see the link between why the risk is so high and why making money on the share market is not about speculating, it's about managing risk. It's about laying your money down and making sure it doesn't disappear, letting the profits run when they will. And here we use a T distribution, which is approximately reflective of the actual market. Where's the T distribution? I don't think I've got it. Oh yeah, 3 degrees of freedom. 3 degrees of freedom accurately reflects the SPY's probability distribution better than the normal probability, far greater. Still, there's not too much greater risk, 35.6. It's higher than 34.1, but it's still in the similar ballpark. Anyway, I hope you find this useful. And I hope it alerts you to the fact that you are not guaranteed, if you hold on over 10 years, that you will necessarily not suffer great losses, or that at the end you won't be worse off. Time in the market is not guaranteed. In fact, as they say, nothing is guaranteed except death, and certainly not even taxes are guaranteed. Whoever said that? Taxes can fluctuate, I can assure you. Sure, you have to pay them, but now I'm retired, I don't even pay them, so there you go. They're not even guaranteed. Anyway, I hope you find this helpful once again, and I'll sign off.